Hi again, everybody. Robin Hook with you from Himes Field, Robert J. Bob Stadium. Game 2 of a 3-game weekend series and Game 1 of a Saturday doubleheader. Broncos and Chippewas will play 2 today with some impending weather on tap tomorrow, so they'll play 2 9-inning games today. Western Michigan and Central Michigan opened this weekend series yesterday with the Broncos defeating the Chippewas 14-5. They blew it open in the 3rd inning with 8 runs. Broncos finished 14 runs, 16 hits, 3 errors. Central Michigan 5 runs on 6 hits. They committed 2 errors in the game. The win went to Ty McKinstry, who went 6 innings and struck out 5 in the win. Broncos will go with Joey Wizub here today, the junior left-hander from Vernon Hills, Illinois. More on him in a minute. First off, the Central Michigan batting order. Leading off, playing right field, Mikey Murphy. Batting second, the designated hitter, Aiden Wright. Batting third at second base, Aaron Piasecki. Hitting fourth at shortstop, Caden Smith. Batting fifth and catching, Spencer Verberg. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Reese Campanelli. Batting seventh at first base, Cole Kwiatkowski. Hitting eighth, playing third base, Bryson Webb. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Zach Knowlton. Chippewas will go with a right-hander from Escanaba, Michigan. Sophomore Jared Hansen is a 2-2 record of 4.26 earned run average. Check Joey Wizub's numbers for you. This will be his 12th appearance, all in a starting role. 58 1/3 innings, 80 hits, 46 runs, 43 of those earned. He's walked 13, struck out 24. Opponents hitting .328 on Joey Wizub, who has a 6.63 earned run average and a record of 2-6. And the first pitch of the ball game is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Home plate umpire Luke Hamilton, Pete Peterson at first, and Corey Hinga down at third. Mostly sunny skies here today. In game 1 of a Saturday doubleheader, there's a breaking ball from Wizub in for a strike. Count evens at 1-1. Mikey Murphy, sophomore from Manuka, Illinois, hitting .307 with 5 home runs and 31 runs batted in. Takes one over, but low, 2-1. Wizub pitches to contact, not a hard thrower. Mid-80s at the most with his fastball. Mixes in the changeup and the slider. There's a high fly ball into left field. Dylan Nevar is under it and makes the catch. 1 up and 1 down here in the Central Michigan half of the first inning. That'll bring up Aiden Wright, a designated hitter here in game number 1 today. He caught the opener of the series yesterday. He's a junior from Griffith, Indiana. Stands in hitting .371 with a home run and 25 runs batted in. Slightly open stance at the plate, stands deep in the box, and the first pitch is over but low. 1 ball, no strikes from Joey Wizub. Set the Bronco defense after this 1-0 offering from Wizub, who works from the center of the slab. There's a fastball to belt for a strike called 1-1. Broncos have Dylan Nevar in left, Tanner Malley in center, Connor Ostrander, the right fielder, Mike Maloney, third base, Brendan Harity at short, Grady Mee at second, Avery Thielman over at first base. Chris Akers behind the plate again today, and Joey Wizub on the mound. That was a breaking pitch that was ruled a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike now to the 2-hole hitter, Aiden Wright. Kicking the pitch. That's high, 3-1 now on Aiden Wright. This is the 196th meeting between Western Michigan and Central Michigan in baseball. There's a pitch that's inside ball 4, and down to first goes Aiden Wright with the base on balls. 196th meeting. And with that Western Michigan win today in meeting number 195, how about this series? Broncos 97 wins, Chippewas 97 wins, and 1 game finished in a tie. 97-1 between these two arch rivals on the ball diamond. Left-handed hitting second baseman Aaron Piasecki stands in now. Kellogg Community College transfer out of Muskegon. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Runner at first, one down here in the top of the first. Game one of a doubleheader between the rivals Broncos and Chippewas. Wizub toss over to first. Runner gets back. Not, well, we've got one cloud up there, and that's about it. Everything else, blue sky. Wizub to the belt, the pitch. Fly ball into right field. Coming on to his right is Connor Ostrander. Cuts in front of Tanner Malley and makes the catch in right center field on the run coming in. Two down, a runner at first, and the batter will be Caden Smith. He's a freshman from Lake Isabella, Michigan. Went to that baseball powerhouse, Beal City. All they do is win in baseball. And this kid was a big part of it, Beal City. Kicking the pitch. Changeup outside, 1 ball, no strikes to Caden Smith. Hitting .274 with 4 home runs and 22 runs batted in. This kid is the real deal. Ended up at Central Michigan where his dad played back in the 90s. Dad was drafted 28th round by Milwaukee. So he's got baseball in the blood. The 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. He hit the ball sharply a couple of times yesterday in the gap in left center, only to have Tanner Malley run him down. One crashing into the fence and one diving across the outfield grass. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Change up in there for a strike. 2-1. Yesterday, the Chippewas saw Ty McKinstry, who gets it up there in the low 90s. And now today, seeing the soft toss and lefty Wizub. There's a pitch caught the inside part of the plate. Count evens at 2-2. Yesterday, the wind was blowing out as it normally does here at Himes to right center field. It's actually blowing in today from right center field. Out of Waldo Stadium and across Himes Field here. Pitch outside, 3-2 now with 2 out. Runner will be going. The set by Wizub and the pitch. And there's a drive into the left field area for Dylan Nevar to track down. Hit it right at him. Hit it sharply again, but right at Dylan Nevar to retire the side. Chippewas leave a man on. We go to the bottom of the first. Western Michigan and Central Michigan. No score here from Himes Field. Set the lineup now for Western Michigan. Same as yesterday. Leading off, playing center field, Tanner Malley. Batting second to third baseman Mike Maloney. Hitting third in left field, Dylan Nevar. Batting fourth, the first baseman Avery Thielman. Batting fifth and DHing Lucas Rick. Batting sixth, the second baseman Grady Mead. Hitting seventh, playing right field, Connor Ostrander. Batting eighth at shortstop, Brendan Harity. And batting ninth, behind the plate, Chris Akers. They'll face right-hander Jared Hansen. He's a sophomore from Escanaba, Michigan. He's got a 2-2 record of 4.26 earned run average for Jared Hansen. This will be his 13th appearance, 8th start. 44 1/3 innings of work for Hansen, 48 hits. He's given up 22 runs, 21 of those earned, 11 walks, 26 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .282 against Jared Hansen, who has a 4.26 earned run average, and his win-loss mark even at 2 wins and 2 losses. Hansen 6'3", 210, red-shirted sophomore. Played at Escanaba High School. Some cold cold weather games up there during the high school season, I'm guessing. Here comes the leadoff man, Tanner Malley, hitting at .352. No home runs, 15 runs batted in for Tanner, who had a big day yesterday. Offensively and defensively, made some splendid catches out in center field and went 3 for 5 with a couple of doubles. Here's the first pitch to him, and it's in there for a strike. 1 strike on Malley, hitting at .352 after that 3 for 5 day yesterday. Bats out of a crouch up over the plate, takes that one high and away. 1-1 on Tanner Malley. Play him a little bit around to left. Hanson winds and pitches outside. 2-1. Defensively for the Chippewas, Reese Campanelli is in left. Zach Knowlton in center. Mike Murphy, the right fielder. Bryson Webb at third base today. Caden Smith at short. Aaron Piasecki, the second baseman. Cole Kwiatkowski at first base. He handled third base yesterday. Spencer Verberg gets the call behind the dish. And Jared Hanson on the mound. He's behind Tanner Malley now. 3 balls and 1 strike. And that fastball is high. Ball 4, and Malley draws a walk. So the Broncos get their leadoff man on. Tanner's a threat to steal, 15 out of 20. In the stolen base category. Maloney stands in now. Mike, senior from Mokina, Illinois. .263 average, no home runs, 19 runs batted in. Kicking the pitch. Swing and a chopper foul. Just to the left of the bag. Stabbed down there by third baseman Bryson Webb, but it was foul by a couple of feet. 1 strike on Mike Maloney. He was the shortstop for the most part last year for the Broncos MAC championship team. Started there this year, but then moved over to third, and here he swapped spots with him. Brendan's done a nice job at shortstop. Toss over there that Malley dives back to first base safely. Keeping an eye on him as he is a threat to steal. Maloney leans back on that back leg, setting up to hit. There's a pitch. It's high. No, ruled a strike. Oh, and Maloney can't believe it. Nor can I, really. Luke Hamilton went up with the right hand. That was up around the bill of the cap. No balls and 2 strikes to Maloney. Another toss to first, and Tanner gets back. They play Maloney deep and straight away in the outfield. Infield and double play depth behind Jared Hanson. The 0-2 coming up to Maloney. Instead, it goes over to first. We'll be here all day today bringing you Bronco baseball. Tomorrow's game 3 of the series moved to game 2 of a doubleheader today. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul, back and out of play. Count stays 0-2 on Maloney with Nevar in the on-deck circle. Hanson, long look at PitchCom on his left wrist. Now he's ready to go. The 0-2 coming up to Maloney. High with a fastball. Hanson can get it up there in the low 90s. One ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the first, no score. Tanner Malley leads off for the Broncos with a walk. He's over at first base. Hustles back to the bag after another throw by Hanson. Wish they would adopt the Major League rule on throws over to first base. Pitch clock's in, but not that one yet. There's a bouncer that 2 hops to the shortstop. Malley was running on the pitch. He's into second base safely. Maloney is out. Short to first. Down to second goes Tanner Malley. He's in scoring position now for Western Michigan's all-time RBI king, Dylan Nevar. Senior from Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, hitting .270 with 6 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Got off to a slow start this season, but he's picked it up lately. Had a triple yesterday. The pitch to him is in there for a strike. 1 strike on Dylan Nevar. All-time leader in RBI and total bases. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of the catcher. No balls and 2 strikes. That one got up there pretty quickly. 90+ miles an hour with the fastball up around the letters. No balls and 2 strikes. Malley getting his lead at second base. Caden Smith holding him on there. Ducking back and forth near the bag. Now Nevar swings and fouls this one back out of play. Let that ball travel and fouled it off over the Bronco dugout down the third base side. 2 strikes on Nevar, who is now just 3 home runs away from Cade Sullivan's all-time home run record here. There's a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. The tag is applied, and the strikeout now official is Dylan Nevar. Swings at a pitch in the dirt. Strikes out. That'll leave it up to Avery Thielman. Avery in that cleanup spot, the junior from Kalamazoo Central High School. .298 average after a big day yesterday. .298, 2 home runs, 23 runs batted in. He went 3 for 4 yesterday in that Bronco 14-5 win. There's a pitch outside. Broncos got a lot of help around the league yesterday as Northern Illinois beat Eastern Michigan over in Ypsilanti. There's the 1-0 from Hansen outside. Northern Illinois beat Eastern Michigan, so now the Broncos, Central Michigan, and Eastern Michigan are all tied for that 6th and final MAC tournament spot in the MAC standings with 8 games left in conference play. All 3 teams at 9 and 13 in league competition. Pitch to Thielman is in there for a strike in the outside corner with a slider. 2 balls and 1 strike to Avery Thielman. And Bowling Green defeated Toledo last night. And so the Broncos are just 1 game back at Toledo. The Rockets in 5th place. There's a strike. Oh, Thielman wants that one back. That was a good pitch. Just above the knees, right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 out. Runner at second is Tanner Malley. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And the side is retired. The Broncos strand a man at second base. We go to the 2nd inning. No scores. Western Michigan baseball on YouTube Live. Robin Hook back with his second inning from Himes Field in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Arch rivals Western Michigan and Central Michigan in Game 2 of this 3-game series and Game 1 of a Saturday doubleheader. Spencer Verberg, the catcher, leads it off for Central Michigan. Batting in the 5-hole, junior out of Granville. Hitting .235 with 3 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Flies this one into shallow center field. Malley coming hard, and Grady Mee caught that ball. That was in the triangle. Malley, Mee, and Connor Ostrander. Malley was coming hard from center. Ostrander coming diagonally from right, and Grady Mee was going straight back to home plate, and he caught it over his head. Grady Mee. What a play. One down here in the Chippewa second inning. That'll bring up Reese Campanelli. He's the left fielder today. Wide open stance, rests the bat on his right shoulder. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Reese Campanelli, junior from Longwood, Florida. He's hitting .274, 4 home runs, 17 runs batted in. He gets the start today after not playing yesterday against the righty Ty McKinstry. He's in there against the lefty Joey Wizub today. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. There's a slider on the outside corner, backdoored him, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Campanelli. Checks the swing and takes a ball. It looked like a strike, and Chris Akers kind of flinched after he heard ball and kind of missed on the throw back to his pitcher. Now we're ready to go. 3-1 the count. The pitch from Wizub is popped up on the infield. Grady Mee back in the grass. And right on the edge of the dirt and the grass, gathers in that high pop fly off the bat of Reese Campanelli. 2 quick outs here in the CMU second inning. Both hitters retired by Grady Mee on pop-ups. That'll bring up the first baseman, Cole Kwiatkowski. Wizard winds and delivers, swing and a foul at the plate. 1 strike on Kwiatkowski. He's a grad student from Sylvania, Ohio, hitting .311. 1 home runs, 4 runs batted in for Kwiatkowski. Played third base yesterday and went 0 for 3 with a walk. There's a line drive to center field. Tanner Malley drifting over to his left, makes the catch, and the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the second. Western Michigan nothing, Central Michigan nothing. This is Western Michigan baseball from Himes Field in Kalamazoo on YouTube Live. Broncos bat in the bottom of the second. Lucas Rick leads it off and fouls one at the plate. 1 strike. Lucas from Rockford, Michigan. He's a junior hitting .283, 6 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1 to him. Popped up on the infield. The infielders all converging near the mound. Now the third baseman, Bryson Webb, calls everybody off, makes the catch near the mound. 1 down in the Broncos' second inning. Here comes Grady Mee. Grady steps in hitting .279, 3 home runs, 22 runs batted in for the junior out of Toledo. Takes a pitch for a strike. He's been jumping after the first pitch quite a bit. Good idea to maybe see 1 or 2. Here's the 0-1 to him. Swing and a line drive base hit. Sharply past the shortstop as he went the opposite way. And a good at bat there for Grady Mee, his first hit of the series after going 0 for 4 yesterday. That'll bring up Connor Ostrander, the junior from Granger, Indiana. Had a couple of hits yesterday. .261 average, no home runs for Connor, 19 runs batted in. Had a couple of oppo hits yesterday. Left-handed hitter. Slapping a couple to left field yesterday. He was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, a couple of walks. He was on base all day. Left-handed hitter. Grady Mee, the runner at first base, with 1 down. Quick toss over there, and Grady gets back. He leads the MAC in stolen bases. Grady Mee, always a threat to run. And when he goes, he usually makes it 21 out of 22. Not going. Pitch is a strike at the bell, a changeup. 1-1 now on Connor Ostrander. Granger, Indiana, Edwardsburg High School. Bat high over his left shoulder. Here's the 1-1. Runner is going. Throw down to second base is not in time. The throw was high. Grady slides in head first. 22nd steal in 23 attempts for Grady Mee. He's in scoring position now for Ostrander with 1 out here in the second inning. Broncos trailed 1-0 in the third inning yesterday when they unleashed an 8-run blitzkrieg on Central Michigan in that third inning and went on to win 14-5. Pitches up high to Ostrander, 3 balls and 1 strike. Mee at second base has a nice lead. Pitch is in there for a strike. It was high and in on Connor. He laid off. Didn't think he could do much with that pitch, so he'll take it and get another one at 3-2. Hansen to the belt, looks to second, looks again. Now the pitch, swung on and driven opposite way. That's going to go all the way to the wall. That's going to score Grady Mee. 1 hop off the fence. Ostrander goes oppo again with a double off the Brown Monster. He's in standing at second base with an RBI double, and the Broncos take the lead. RBI double for Connor Ostrander as both he and Grady Mee go oppo for base hits off Jared Hansen. Going to bring up Brendan Harity, the Broncos shortstop, senior out of Brighton. Harity hitting .234, couple of home runs, 20 runs batted in. The set and the pitch. Swung on, fouled back and out of play. Harity also trying to go the other way with a Hansen fastball. 0-1 the count. Hansen to the belt. The pitch is up high. So I mentioned Hansen is from the UP Escanaba. And they play some good ball up there. I took a West Portage District Little League Championship team up to Norway, Michigan. Two of the most beautiful Little League fields you'll ever find anywhere. In Norway, Michigan, which had a blinking light at the four corners. But a beautiful Little League complex, and they hosted that state tournament. Here's the set by Hansen. The look to second. The pitch. That one is off the mask of the umpire. It goes over to the dugout, and coming in to score from second base is Ostrander. He's safe. Connor Ostrander comes all the way in from second base on that ball that hit the mask of the umpire and deflected over in front of the Chippewa dugout. Connor Ostrander recognized it, rounded third base, and kept on coming. And slid under the tag at home plate with Hansen covering. Now the umpire's coming in to check on their colleague, Luke Hamilton, who took that one off the grill. The umpire is in play. And so that ball, I don't know if it hit the glove of the catcher or not. It must have hit the glove of the catcher and then deflected up into the mask of Hamilton over to the Chippewa dugout. And heads up, Connor Ostrander scores all the way from second base. 2-0 Western Michigan. 2-2 the count on Harity. Swings and fouls this one back. Well, I've seen a lot of things in baseball, but I don't think I've seen that one yet. A pitch off the mask of the umpire that delivers a run from second base. There's a line drive foul over by the batting cages. Count stays even at 2-2. Kicking the pitch. Swinging a foul back, out of play. Brendan Harity, senior, actually graduated officially a couple of weeks ago. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a drive down the right field line. Fair ball. Harity will take a big turn at first and hold on as the right fielder Murphy got to that ball quickly and holds Harity to a single. He's on at first. Still only 1 out. And Chris Akers, the catcher, will bat. 3-hit inning for Western Michigan, producing 2 runs. Akers, a senior from Elmwood Park, Illinois, hitting at .207 with a home run and 12 runs batted in. Here's a bouncer to short. Smith trying to flip it to the second baseman, bobbled it, and everybody's safe. Smith, the shortstop, fielded that ball behind the base and just tried to flip it to the second baseman, Aaron Piasecki, covering the bag in what looked like was going to be a double play. Akers not the fastest guy down the line, and they don't get anybody. First and second, still only 1 out. The pitch. Check swing, foul ball down the right field, down the first baseline off the bat of Tanner Malley. Smith fielded the ball cleanly, and then when he went to flip it to second, it just kind of fluttered out of his hand, not close to the bag, and allowed Harity to slide in there safely, and Akers on at first. E6 on that play. Pitch is in there for a strike called on Tanner Malley. He's behind in the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Broncos on top 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. It's a toss down to second base, and Harity gets back. Broncos wearing the brown tops today with the gold trim and the white pinstripe pants. Good look out there for Western Michigan. Chippewas rocking the all gold head to toe today. That is a bright look for sure. Can't miss them out there. 0-2 on the way. Swing and a bouncer to short. Could be 2. Smith has it to second for 1. The relay is not in time. Malley with good speed beats out the relay from Aaron Piasecki at second base. So the runners are at the corners with 2 out now for Mike Maloney. Harity's on at third. Actually, Ostrander's on at third. No, Ostrander scored. He came home on that fluky play at the plate. It's Harity at third base. We'll get it right here. Harity at third. Tanner Malley's at first. And Maloney trying to deliver another run here. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a base hit left field. Big clutch hit for Mike Maloney with 2 outs. Scores Brendan Harity, and it's Western Michigan on top now 3-0 as Harity comes in to score. So a 3-run second inning so far for Western Michigan, and that'll bring up Nevar. Nevar struck out swinging on a pitch in the dirt in the first. Takes this one for a strike at the belt. 1 strike on Dylan Nevar. Dylan rarely swings at that first pitch. He likes to see 1 or 2 before taking his hacks. 0-1 on the way. There's a drive into center field. Knowlton drifting back, still going back, turns and makes the catch just in front of the warning track near the 395 mark. Dylan Nevar barreled it up, but Knowlton hauls it in to retire the side. But the Broncos score 3 times. We go to the third inning. It's Western Michigan 3, Central Michigan nothing. This is Western Michigan baseball on YouTube Live. Eight 9-1 hitters due up for Central Michigan here in the third inning. Broncos on top 3-0. Scoring 3 times in the second inning. Take the lead. Bryson Webb steps in. Playing third base today. He's a sophomore from De Pere, Wisconsin, hitting .286 with 2 home runs and 14 runs batted in. He pinch hit in yesterday's game, went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 1 ball, no strikes, the count on Webb. Here's a fly ball into medium depth left center field, and drifting over is Malley, crossing in front of Nevar to make the catch. Webb is out on a fly to center. That'll bring up the center fielder, Zach Knowlton. Knowlton from Olathe, Kansas. Outstanding defensive center fielder. Made several nice plays yesterday. And made one to win the inning with Nevar's long blast to the fence. Sitting .272, hitting in the 9-hole, 1 home run, 16 runs batted in. 1 for 4 yesterday. 1 ball, no strikes. He's ahead in the count. Here's the 1-0 from Wizard. There's a strike. Change up on the inside corner, 1-1. Wind up by Wizard, the pitch. There's a sharp line drive down the left field line. Knowlton rounding first, heading for second, and he's in standing with a double. That went all the way to the warning track near the foul pole, and Nevar ran it down, hustled it back in, but Zach Knowlton can fly, and he's on second base with a stand-up double. Here in the second inning for Central Michigan. Back to the top of the order now for the Chippewas. Mikey Murphy stands in. Murphy went 2 for 4 yesterday with a couple of runs batted in. Takes the first pitch over but low. 1 ball, no strikes. He's a sophomore from Manuka, Illinois. Flew out to left to open the game. This is game 1 of a doubleheader today. Decided to move tomorrow's game up to a doubleheader today with some weather coming in. Needing to get these games in. 2-0 now on Murphy. Well, his toes are on the inside line of the right-handed hitting batter's box. He's right out over the plate. Takes one under the hands for a strike. Joey Wizard came right in on him and got the strike call. 2-1. Zach Knowlton gets the lead down at second base. Wizard turns and throws. Wizard turned and then kind of hesitated, then flipped it to Grady Mee covering the bag. Conversation back there with the umpire, Pete Peterson. Now we're ready to go. 2-1 the count. Murphy digs back in. Wizard works from the center of the slab. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him chasing one out of the zone. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Chippewa dugout urging on their sophomore right fielder, Mikey Murphy. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Got that one up around the letters with a fastball, and that's not an overpowering one, but he got it by Murphy for the strikeout. 2 down, a runner at second. Mentioned this yesterday, but under a previous regime, Central Michigan baseball, well, all you can say is they were chirpy over there. And chants and chirps and trying to get under the skin of the opponent. There's a fly ball to left, caught by Nevar to retire the side. Continue that in a moment as we go to the bottom of the third. Western Michigan on top of the Chippewas, 3-0. This is Western Michigan baseball on YouTube Live. Broncos on top 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. They scored 3 runs last inning. Third inning was their big inning yesterday. They exploded for 8 runs. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Went on to win 14-5 yesterday. Avery Thielman, the cleanup hitter, leads off here in the bottom of the third. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Avery Thielman. The pitch from Hansen. Checked his swing, and he went around on the appeal to Pete Peterson down there at first base. 1 strike and 1 ball now on Avery Thielman. 1-1. Play Avery straight away. And there's a hard shot on 1 hop to the third baseman, Bryson Webb. He smothers it and throws out Avery Thielman. That was a bullet. 1 hop to Webb, and he made a nice play on that hard hit ball. 1 down here in the Bronco third. Here's Lucas Rick. Continuing that thought on the activity or lack of in the Central Michigan dugout. There's a chopper to short. Couple of hops to Smith across the diamond and scooped up at first base by Kwiatkowski. And Lucas Rick is retired. Chippewas cheer for their teammates now, which is great. Love it. But they've eliminated the nonsense under the new leadership of former Chippewa pitcher Jake Sable, now the head coach. And it is such a breath of fresh air, believe me. And I think I can speak for the rest of the MAC. It was nonsense what they used to do. Here's a pitch. Strike at the letters. 1 strike the count on Grady Mee, who singled and scored in the second inning. Here's the windup in the pitch. Strike. 0-2. Mee taking some pitches, though. Good to see. He's been swinging at a lot of first pitch at bats. Fouls this one back. 0-2. Took the first pitch in his first at bat today. Then on the next one, singled sharply the opposite way to left field. He's behind in the count 0-2, but he can hit with 2 strikes. Only takes 1. Pitch bounces up there. 1-2. You don't get to this level of baseball if you're not able to hit with 2 strikes. Some guys can't do it, and they move on. 2 other things. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up on the infield. The pitcher, Hansen, calls for it and makes the catch. And the side is retired. We go to the 4th inning. It's Western Michigan 3, Central Michigan nothing. This is Western Michigan Baseball on YouTube Live. Joey Wiz about to work the 4th inning. 37 pitches so far for the left-hander. Transfer from McHenry County College, Vernon Hills, Illinois. It took over that day 2 starting role and has run with it. a different look than what they see in the opening game of these weekend series with Ty McKinstry firing laser shots in there, and then Wisdom comes in and what we used to refer to as the crafty lefty. It's pitch outside, 1-0. Broncos 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Chippewas no runs, just 1 hit off Wisdom, 1 error. There's a pitch just outside, 2-0. Muskegon native Aaron Piasecki, left-handed hitting second baseman. The batter takes a strike. Fastball. Outside corner, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. The windup of the pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow center field. Tanner Malley was playing in and moves in a couple more steps, makes the catch. Piasecki is out. 1 down here in the 4th. That'll bring up Caden Smith. Hit sharply, but right at Dylan Nevar back in the 1st inning. Kicking the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike call. Smith was 0 for 2 yesterday with a couple of walks. He scored 2 times. Hit the ball sharply a couple of times, balls that were caught. There's another sharp hit ball to center field, but right at Tanner Malley, and he's there to make the catch. And Smith's got to be wondering, what do I got to do to get it away from Tanner Malley, because he's catching everything I hit out there. Same thing yesterday. 2 quick outs here for Wisdom in the 4th. That brings up Spencer Verberg, the catcher. Popped up to me in the 2nd inning. It's out of Granville. The windup in the pitch. In there for a strike. 1 strike on Spencer Verberg. Reese Campanelli would bat next if Verberg can get aboard. Wisdom winds and pitches. Swung on and fouled back and out of play. After this half inning, we'll update you on the Mid-American Conference baseball standings with 8 games to go in conference play. Here's the 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball stays away, 1-2. Broncos playing Verberg deep. He has 3 home runs. Dylan Nevar is 3 steps from the warning track in left field. There's a swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Scooped out by Akers. Completes the strikeout with a throw to first. And Joey Wisdom's through 4 innings and has given up just 1 hit to the Chippewas. Broncos on top 3-0. Western Michigan bats in the bottom of the 4th, leading 3-0 over the Chippewas. As promised, let's update those Mid-American Conference standings after yesterday's action. Miami's in first place, 18-6 in conference play. Ball State in second, they're 17-5. Kent State also 17-5. Then it's Bowling Green at 17-8. Those top 4 teams pretty much locked into a MAC tournament spot. Toledo is in 5th. Rockets lost last night at home to Bowling Green. They're now 10-12 in conference play. And then you have the Michigan MAC teams, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan, and Western Michigan, all tied for that 6th and final playoff spot with a 9-13 conference record. Eastern Michigan holds the tiebreaker on the Broncos after winning the earlier series between the 2 teams. The Broncos want to win this series and hold any tiebreaker that could exist when the regular season ends when compared to Central Michigan. They won the opener yesterday, 14-5. Playing a twin bill here today. Connor Ostrander will lead it off. He's had a really good series so far. 2 for 4 yesterday with 2 RBI, and he's got a double today and a run scored. Here's the windup from Hanson, the pitch. Swing and a sharp line drive down into the bullpen of Central Michigan in foul territory. 1 strike on Ostrander, who doubled in the second inning and then scored all the way from second base on a pitch that deflected off the catcher, then off the mask of the home plate umpire, and took a sharp right turn over by the Central Michigan dugout, and Ostrander scored all the way from second base. Here's the 0-1 to him. Outside. 1-1. Ostrander's got that batting average up to 267 now. He's a .423 hitter when leading off an inning. Swings and misses on the 1-1. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes, and they're going to shift as they did yesterday on him. The third baseman comes over to play on the right side of second base. So they have 3 infielders on the right of second base, and the shortstop, Smith, the only defender on the left side of second base. So slap one down the third base line, you can run forever. And he tried to do that, and he fouled it back. Not a fan of this defensive alignment, I got to be honest with you, but the opponent wants to do it, I guess. Connor Ostrander can go the other way, as he's shown all weekend. Here's the pitch to him. Swings and fouls this one back. They did it yesterday to him, and he hit it right at the third baseman who was playing on the right side of second base. So apparently they have something on Ostrander. 1 ball, 2 strikes after that foul back out of play. Here's the 1-2. Swing. He tried to go that way, opposite way, and he fouled it off over into the batting cages. And now they think about moving Webb back over there. He starts heading that way back to third. Now he stays where he was. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch. Bounced up there. 2-2. Well, you figure with 2 strikes, he's not going to bunt, because if he bunted it down the third base line, he could walk to first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3-0 Broncos. The pitch. Swing and a hard shot down the first base line. That ball was in on his fist, and he pulled it foul. Count stays 2-2. That double earlier today by Connor was his 8th 2-base hit of the season. Still looking for that first home run. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a pop-up on the infield. Right near the mound. All 4 infielders converging. The first baseman, Kwiatkowski, takes charge and makes the catch. That ball was coming back towards the stands, and all 4 infielders were in a foot race to the front of the mound, and finally Kwiatkowski took charge and made the catch. Ostrander's down, 1 out here in the 4th. That brings up Brendan Harity. Pitches inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Play Brendan straight away in the outfield. Pitches in the dirt. Kicking the pitch. Strike called. Brendan Harity out of that baseball factory over in Brighton High School. Coached by Bronco alum Charlie Christner. Played some good ball over in Brighton, and Harity is one of the D1 products out of that Charlie Christner program at Brighton High School. 2-2 the count on him. The pitch, swinging and a line drive into the left center field area, coming on and diving and making a rolling grab on that ball is Zach Knowlton. Outstanding play by an outstanding defensive center fielder, Zach Knowlton. Robs Brendan Harity of a base hit. He hit it sharply. It was tailing away from Knowlton, who dove, made the catch, rolled over, and came up with the ball. 2 outs in the Bronco fourth. They'll bring up the catcher, Chris Akers. First pitch to Akers is a strike. 1 strike the count on the Bronco backstop. Swinging a chopper to third. Glove right at the bag by Bryson Webb. Throws across. And they get Akers by a step to retire the side. We go to the 5th. Western Michigan on top 3-0 over the Chippewas. This is Western Michigan baseball on YouTube Live. Check those Mid-American Conference scores from yesterday. Akron hosting Ohio beat the Bobcats 8-6. Bobcats having a tough year. They're in the basement in the Mid-American Conference standings. They'll be here in 2 weeks to wrap up the regular season here at Heinz Field. Western Michigan and the Ohio Bobcats. Akron winning yesterday at home over Ohio 8-6. Kent State and Ball State went at it in Muncie, that small bandbox of a ballpark, and Kent State put up 20 runs to beat Ball State 20-8. Northern Illinois helping out the Broncos with that 12-9 win in Ypsilanti over Eastern Michigan yesterday. Broncos took care of business, knocking off Central 14-5. So that created the 3-way tie between Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, and Central Michigan for that 6th and final MAC tournament spot. Still a lot of ball to play, though, before that's decided. And then Bowling Green helped out the Broncos by defeating 5th place Toledo 8-3. So the Broncos just a game out of 5th. Swing and a miss. Joey Wizup ahead of the leadoff man here for Central Michigan, Reese Campanelli. No balls and 2 strikes. Right-handed hitter, wide open at the plate. Takes one inside. Sets up hard on the back leg with the front left toe down and the heel up. And then he loads and takes one in the dirt right off the arm, I believe, of Akers. Maybe up by the shoulder. That bounced up there, and well done by the home plate umpire, Luke Hamilton, to walk the ball out to Wisdom while Akers regroups a little bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here for Central Michigan. They've been held to just 1 hit by Joey Wizup. There's a changeup outside, and the count goes full now to Campanelli. Broncos scored 3 in the second. Those 3 runs holding up here in a 3-0 lead. There's a pitch outside, ball 4. And Campanelli draws a walk. Leadoff walk for the Chippewas. That'll bring up Cole Kwiatkowski, the first baseman, who flew out to center in the second inning. There's some outstanding defensive center fielders in the Mid-American Conference. We've got two of the best here this weekend. Zach Knowlton for Central and Tanner Malley for Western Michigan. Here's a bunt right back to the mound. Wizza fields it and underhands it over to Thielman for the out. Kwiatkowski out on the sacrifice bunt, moving Campanelli into scoring position at second base. We'll bring up Bryson Webb, the third baseman out of Wisconsin. He's made some nice plays down at third today. Came in as a pinch hitter yesterday, did not start against the right-handed Ty McKinstry. In there against the lefty today, and he swings and bounces one back to the mound. Wizzup has it, flips it to first in time to get Webb. And down to third goes the base runner, Campanelli. That was a swinging bunt. But now two outs. The batter, Zach Knowlton. Kwiatkowski's counts as a sacrifice. Unfortunately for Webb, that was a swinging bunt, and that's just the old-fashioned 1-3 putout. He'll have to eat that AB. There's a pitch at the letters for a strike on Zach Knowlton. Runner at third, two down here in the Chippewa fifth. Broncos on top 3-0. Wizzup from the set, the pitch. Up high. Ball and a strike to Zach Knowlton. Wizzup working from the set with a runner at third. Here's the 1-1. Popped up foul over near the Chippewa dugout, and that will go into the seats, out of play. Joey's ahead now in the count against Knowlton. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is over but low, 2-2. Knowlton out of Olathe, Kansas. Played junior college ball at Highland Community College. Really good junior college system there in Kansas. Not only in baseball, but football as well. 3 balls, 2 strikes as that pitch was high. Payoff pitch coming up with a runner at third. Swing and a fly ball to left. Dylan Nevar has a beat on it. He's under it, reaches up, makes the catch to retire the side. Wizzup strands a man at third. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Western Michigan 3, Central Michigan 0. This is Western Michigan Baseball on YouTube Live. Top of the order for Western Michigan here in the bottom of the fifth with a 3-0 lead over the Chippewas. Tanner Malley, Mike Maloney, and Dylan Nevar due up. First pitch to Malley is outside, ball one. Hansen now up to 71 pitches here in the fifth. The pitch is a strike at the belt on Malley. Tanner walked in the first, was safe on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Kicking the pitch. Up high. 2-1. Had a big day yesterday, 3 for 5 with 2 runs batted in. A couple of doubles. And he scored twice. Scored 2 of the Broncos' 14 runs. Swing and a fly ball foul down the right field line. Kwiatkowski giving chase, but it's on the berm and out of play. Chippewas racing after that, and all 3 lost their hat in the chase. Wind still blowing in from right center field across Waldo Stadium into Himes Field. From the, looks like it's almost directly east. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and another foul. This one's out of play into the woods. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Lisle, Illinois center fielder for Western Michigan, Tanner Malley. 2-2 on the way. Swinging a base hit to left field. 1 hop to the left fielder, Campanelli, and Tanner Malley's on first base. He's a threat to steal. 15 stolen bases in 20 attempts. See if they can get him in scoring position. Mike Maloney will bat, and these 2 guys executed the hit and run yesterday to perfection. Malley took off, and Maloney hit behind the runner on a beautiful hit and run. Maloney takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. See if Coach Kernan puts on anything here. Kwiatkowski holding Malley on at first base. Infield and double play depth. Throw over to first, and Tanner gets back with a head first dive. Piasecki is shading over by the bag at second base. There's a big hole over on the right side with first baseman Kwiatkowski holding Malley on. Maloney takes a strike. 1-1 to count now on Mike. Right-handed hitter, leans back on that back right leg. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. 2-1 now on Maloney. Two balls, 1 strike. Set by Hansen. The pitch. It's a strike call. Broncos with 5 hits, and they strung some together in that 3-run second inning. Hansen now up to 77 pitches. Here's the 2-2. Malley's going. Pitch is taken for a ball, and the throw down to second is high, and Malley's in with a slide. He's got a stolen base, his 16th stolen base of the season. Now the Broncos have a runner in scoring position. As Maloney, the transfer from Southwestern Community College, digs in. There's a line drive that is through the hole and into right field for a base hit. Rounding third, heading home is Malliers. The throw to the plate. It's cut off. And Mike Maloney with an RBI single to right drives in Tanner Malley from second base, and the Broncos lead it now 4-0. Another clutch hit for Maloney. Boy, how many of those did he have last year for this Bronco team that went on to win the MAC championship? Of course, Mike's twin brother Matt, pitcher on the Bronco team, transferred in for this season. Here's Nevar now with a runner at first, nobody out, a run in, 4-0 Western Michigan. That was the 6th hit of the day for the Broncos as Maloney uses that opposite field to come up with a base hit. He didn't hit that particularly hard, but he just hit in the right spot where nobody was occupied. Nevar digs in. 3 home runs away from tying Cade Sullivan for the all-time home run record here at Western Michigan. He's already the total base record holder and RBI record holder for his 4-year career at Western Michigan. Takes the first pitch over but low, 1-0 to Nevar. The kick and the pitch. Lays off of a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. First, we're going to get a conference at the mound here. We got activity in the Chippewa bullpen. It's like right-hander throwing down there. Dylan Nevar, an accomplished ball player, but also an excellent student. He was 2024 College Sports Communicators Academic All-America second team selection, a CSC Academic All-District pick, All-MAC second team performer a year ago, and he was the Mid-American Conference Tournament Most Valuable Player. What a tournament he had a season ago in Avon, Ohio, where the Broncos would like to get to defend their tournament championship a year ago. But this guy was the tournament MVP. He was crushing the ball all over the yard. Started all 55 games a season ago. 1-1 on Dylan. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped up foul. Third baseman has a bead on it, and Bryson Webb runs it down near the fence at the Bronco bullpen area, and Dylan Nevar fouls out to the third baseman, Webb. First out of the inning. That'll bring up Avery Thielman. Thielman today struck out in the first, grounded out to third in the third inning. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Avery Thielman, business major here at Western Michigan, Hayworth College of Business. Played over at Kalamazoo Central. Beautiful facility they have now, thanks to the generous donation of Kalamazoo Central alum Derek Jeter. Ball and a strike to Thielman. Toss to first. Runner gets back. It's Maloney down there at first base. Thielman has done a little bit of pitching. Pitched some last year, pitched in relief a couple innings out of the bullpen last year. He has not pitched any this year. 1-1. Over but low with that offering from Hansen. Pitch count getting up there now. It's at 86 for Jared Hansen. As he works here in the 5th inning, trailing the Broncos 4-0. The set by Hansen and the pitch. Swung on and lifted foul down the right field line over near the Chippewa bullpen and onto the berm. Young man over there with a glove trying to make a play. Might have taken one off the dome. He slid down to the bottom of the berm, and now some adults over there are going to see if that young man's okay. He was trying to make a play on a slippery, steep berm down the first base line over by the Chippewa bullpen, and he went tumbling and I think got hit by that foul ball. And folks over there attending to him. And now Thielman digs back in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The set and the pitch. Outside and low. 3-2 now on Thielman. Now some Western Michigan staffers over to take a look at the young man. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Thielman. Toss over to first. Runner gets back. Maloney not really a threat to steal. He's got 1 stolen base in 2 attempts this year. Payoff pitch coming up. He's going. Throw down to second base is not in time. Maloney with his 2nd steal of the season and with a head first slide. Thielman goes down on strikes. And I think now they're going to say catcher interference behind the plate. And that'll mean the inning is over. They're going to call Maloney out for a batter interference. Coach Gernon comes out, and that'll do it. Inning is over, and we go to the 6th inning. Western Michigan on top, 4-0. This is Western Michigan baseball on YouTube Live. Update on the young man who took the foul ball off the forehead, sliding down the berm. Seems to be okay. They got a nice pack for him, and he made his way up to the top of the bleachers with a nice bag on his forehead. That's not how you want to spend a sunny Saturday afternoon. But happy to report he appears to be all right. There's a swing and a line drive snared by Mike Maloney, leaping to his right. Took a double away on that hard shot down the left field line. 1 down here in the Chippewas' 6th inning. That ball was blistered. But a nice play by Maloney, a spectacular play to rob Mikey Murphy of a double down the left field line. Here's Aiden Wright with 1 out. That was the hardest hit ball all day. And Maloney robbed him. There's a pitch high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Aiden Wright, who's DHing here in game 1. He caught yesterday's game for the Chippewas. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a line drive to second, and Grady Mee has that one drifting into the outfield grass. Another hard hit ball, but right at Grady Mee. 2 quick outs here in the Chippewas 6th. Can't hit the ball any harder than Murphy and Wright have here in the 6th inning, with nothing to show for it but an AB. Here's the windup by Wizzup, and the pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes to Aaron Piasecki, who is 0 for 2 today. Flew out to right field in the 7th and flew out to center in the 4th. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. Left-handed hitter takes a strike at the knees. As the 12:30 Amtrak train moves through campus. There's a fly ball to center field. Malley came in and is under it, makes the catch. 3 quick outs for the Chippewas here in the 6th. Broncos bat in the bottom of the 6th. They lead Central Michigan 4-0. This is Western Michigan Baseball on YouTube Live. Well, Jared Hansen's day is done. He threw 92 pitches. Gives way to right-handed reliever Justin Morgan. He's a Utah native from Taylorsville, Utah. Transfer from Centralia College. 6'2", 180-pound right-hander. Making his 16th appearance all in relief. 24 innings out of the bullpen. 25 hits, 17 runs, all earned. He's walked 16, 19 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .258 on Morgan, who has a 6.38 earned run average and a 2-0 record in relief for the Chippewas this season. Right-hander and kind of slings it up there. 3/4 delivery, not quite sidearm, more of a 3/4 look, but he be tough on right-handed hitters. We're going to find out because Lucas Rick stands in there to lead off the 6th inning for Western Michigan on top 4-0. 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Western Michigan. And some web gems by the Bronco D here today. Done better than that snare by Maloney at third base on a screaming line drive. First pitch to Rick is in for a strike called. 1 strike on Lucas. Takes another pitch for a strike. A slider in there. Strike 2. He popped up to third in the 2nd and grounded out to the shortstop in the 3rd. Pitches outside. Rick had a big day yesterday. 3 for 5 with an RBI. Had a double. 1-2 on the way. Outside 2-2. Rockford, Michigan. Played junior college ball at Rock Valley College. He can really swing it. Kind of locked in as a DH. There's a line drive deep left field. This could be gone. It is way gone. Campanelli went to the track, to the fence, looked up and watched it sail over his head. Solo shot for Lucas Rick, his 7th home run of the season, and the Broncos lead it now 5-0. That was really a no-doubter. It was just a matter of whether it was going to be high enough to clear the fence. And it was right near the scoreboard in left center field. And a no-doubter for Lucas, his 7th home run of the season, ups the Bronco lead to 5-0. Here's Grady Mee, drops a nice bunt down to third base, scooped up, and nice play by Bryson Webb to throw out Grady Mee. It looked like it might die in the grass, but it took an extra roll, and Webb was able to scoop it and throw out Grady by half a step. 1 out here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Connor Ostrander. First pitch to Connor is in for a strike, fastball. Connor doubled and scored in a 3-run second inning. He came all the way around from second base on a pitch that deflected off the mask of the home plate umpire over by the Chippewa dugout, and Connor never hesitated around third and beat the throw to the pitcher covering for the second run of that inning. Count is even at 1-1 to Connor Ostrander. Pitch is outside. 2-1. Connor hitting at .264. Kicking the pitch. Ball 4. As Ostrander draws a walk. So a 2-for-4 day yesterday with a couple of RBI and got a double and a run scored, and now a walk here in game 2 of this 3-game series. Game 3 of the series coming up right after this one. Here's Harity standing in. Runner at first, 1 out, a run in on the solo home run by Rick. Toss over to first by Justin Morgan, and Ostrander gets back. Connor can steal you a base. He's got 8 swipes and 9 attempts. There's the center of the pitch. In there for a strike with a breaking ball. 1 strike on Brendan Harity. Batting lefty against the righty, Justin Morgan. Toss to first, runner gets back. Harity had abandoned the switch hitting for just right-hand hitting last year due to a bit of an injury that made it easier for him to bat right-handed, but he's gone back to switch hitting here this season. 1 strike to count on him. Ostrander gets a nice lead at first base. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-1. Set and the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen. A ball and 2 strikes now on Harity. Broncos went into today tied for that 6th and final playoff spot in the MAC standings with the Central Michigan team in Eastern Michigan. And only a game back at Toledo, and there's a pitch in there for a called strike 3. Kind of a late Strike three call by home plate umpire Luke Hamilton. And Ostrander stays at first base. Harity back to the dugout. And now Chris Akers, the catcher, steps up. With 2 out, a runner at first. Broncos scored 3 in the second. Single runs in the 5th and the 6th. And a swing and a miss by Akers on a changeup out in front. 1 strike on the transfer from Towson. The 0-1 outside, 1-1. Pitch is high. 2-1 now on Chris. He's been rotating in there with the other catchers. Diego Pena getting some time behind the plate. Nolan Zajac, the true freshman. And Akers, a bit of a rotation, but Chris got the call yesterday, and he's back in there today. Takes a pitch for a strike. It's 2-2. Justin Morgan on in relief. Delivers. It's popped up on the infield. The shortstop, Colin Smith, calls for it. Caden Smith. And Caden makes the catch over near third base to retire the side. We go to the 7th. Western Michigan adds another run and a solo home run by Lucas Rick. It's 5-0 Western Michigan. You're listening to Western Michigan Baseball on YouTube Live. Seventh inning, Chippewas trailing the Broncos 5-0. It'll be Caden Smith leading it off, batting in the cleanup spot today, followed by Spencer Verberg and Reese Campanelli, the scheduled hitters against the lefty Joey Wizzup. Swing and a miss. Smith 0 for 2 today, flew out to left in the first and flew out to center in the fourth. Both balls were hit sharply, but caught by the Bronco outfielders. This young man has a bright career ahead of him at Central Michigan. He's a good player. 2-1 out. Caden Smith. There's a base hit to left field. Turned around a changeup and blistered it into left on a hop to Dylan Nevar. He's hit the ball hard all weekend, and that's his first hit. Finally got one where the Broncos weren't standing or didn't make a great play on him, as Tanner Malley did yesterday a couple of times. Spencer Verberg will bat. He's catching here in the opener of this doubleheader. 0 for 2, popped up to me in the second and struck out in the fourth. Wizub will throw over to first, and Smith gets back. Smith 4 for 4 in stolen base category. Kicking the pitch. In there for a strike. 1 strike on Spencer Verberg. Granville product. Smith gets his lead. He's being held on at first base by Thielman. There's the pitch, and it's popped up into center field. Not deep. Malley is under it. Sky high pop up makes the catch. Smith retreats to first. 1 down here in the 7th. That'll bring up Reese Campanelli. Broncos wearing the brown tops with Broncos across the front. They've got another brown top with a little more of the gold accent in there. While the Chippewas, well, they're gold head to toe. Actually, they wear the maroon helmets, but everything else is gold. 1 strike the count on Campanelli. Swing and a bouncer foul down the first baseline into the Chippewa bullpen. And Wizub ahead of the hitter, no balls and 2 strikes. Life EMS heading down Stadium Drive on a call. Here's the kick and the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Campanelli. Longwood, Florida is hometown. Played at Rochester Technical College. Sets up hard on the back leg and then loads up. He's open up at the plate, and then his load takes his front foot closer to home plate than where he starts with it. Gets a good look with his open stance. There's a pitch up high, ducks away from that one. 3-2. Buzzed the tower, did Joey that time. Three-two pitch on the way. Swung on and lifted into straightaway center field. Drifting over to his left is Malley. He's under it, makes the catch. And Smith retreats to first. 2 down in the Chippewa 7th. That'll bring up Cole Kwiatkowski. Broncos scored 3 in the 2nd, added single runs in the 5th and the 6th inning. 6th inning run on a solo home run to left by Lucas Rick. Wizub gets a ground ball that finds a hole at short and third and into left field for a single by Cole Kwiatkowski. Not hit hard, but through the hole between Harady and Maloney over there on the left side. So now Chippewas have him at first and second with 2 down, and the batter is Bryson Webb. Just the 3rd hit for the Chippewas today off Joey Wizub. Swing and a bouncer to short. Harady's got it. Brendan across the diamond. He got him by half a step. Webb runs well, but Harady's got a big arm. It's short, and he fired across to get him to retire the side. We go to the stretch. It's the Broncos leading 5-0. This is Western Michigan Baseball on YouTube Live. Top of the order for the Broncos here in the bottom of the seventh. They lead Central Michigan 5-0. Tanner Malley, Mike Maloney, and Dylan Nevar. Scheduled hitters for the Broncos. Swings and fouls the first pitch back. One strike on Tanner. Two-time captain in high school at Naperville North. Suburban Chicago takes a pitch for a strike. 0-2 the count. Kicking the pitch. Outside. 1-2 on Tanner, who has a twin sister. Tess Malley. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a line drive into left field for a base hit. Off the end of the bat, but past a diving Bryson Webb at third base. And Malley's on with a base hit. Two-hit day for Tanner Malley. Here's Maloney. He's got a couple of hits today. 2 runs batted in. Malley on at first. These two worked the hit and run to perfection yesterday, but this time Maloney's bunting, and it's bunted foul down the first baseline. Got a lot of the barrel on that bunt. It took one hop to the first baseman, Kwiatkowski, but in foul territory. 1 strike on Mike. Malley on at first. Kwiatkowski holding him on there. The 1-strike pitch coming up from Justin Morgan is over but low. 1-1. Open stance out of Maloney. Leans back on the right leg. And steps towards the plate, loading up. Preparing for contact. Morgan on for his second inning of work, and he flings one over to first, and Malley gets back. Morgan kind of throws the ball over to first the same way he pitches with that little 3/4 slingshot action. The 1-1 coming up. Malley gets the lead. Bluffs going, goes back, and pitches outside. 2-1. Broncos have 8 hits today. Malley and Maloney each with a couple of base hits to lead the way. Here's the set. Another throw to first. Two and one. Good pitch to hit and run on here. Let's see. There's the set, not going. Pitches outside. 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Maloney steps out. Now he digs back in. Waggles that bat over his right shoulder. The 3-1 from Morgan is outside, ball 4, and the Broncos have the first 2 runners aboard here in the 7th inning. A single by Malley and a walk to Maloney. That'll bring up Dylan Nevar. Nevar looking for his first hit today. Get a conference at the mound first. Got a right-hander loosening in the bullpen, and we're going to see a pitching change here. As head coach Jake Sable will go back to his bullpen. Justin Morgan's day is done after a 30-pitch effort out of the bullpen. Malley and Maloney come over to the dugout for some hydration and some coaching. Broncos with a win here in this game would move ahead of the Chippewas. Keep an eye on that score from Eastern Michigan today. As all three teams came in tied for sixth place in the MAC standings in that sixth and final MAC tournament position. 6 teams make the MAC tournament this year. Only 4 a year ago, and the Broncos swept through Avon, Ohio, and dominated the 3 games. New pitcher for Central Michigan is Liam Stump, 6'1", 195-pound redshirt junior out of Dodgeville, Wisconsin. Transfer from Madison College. This will be his 19th appearance. Tied for the team lead, along with Nate Ross. 4 starts for Liam Stump. Most of his work out of the bullpen, 35 innings. He's given up 39 hits, 32 runs, 27 earned runs, 16 walks, 22 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .281 on the righty, who has a 1-6 record and a .694 earned run average. He'll face Dylan Nevar with runners at first and second and nobody out. Left-handed hitting Nevar against the righty Stump. The pitch. Nevar squares the bunt. How about that? 3 homers away from tying the career mark in home runs. The all-time RBI leader and the all-time leader in total bases squares the bunt. That's what you do in winning baseball. See if he does it again. The pitch. He does. And he gets it down. Bunted back to Stump. He's going to go to third, and they get the force. The relay to first is not in time. Nevar bunted it a little too hard back to the pitcher who fielded it, did a 360 spin and fired a strike to Webb at third to get the force. Runners at first and second, 1 down now, and the batter is Avery Thielman. Stump to the belt, the pitch. Strike called. Change up in there for a strike on Thielman. No balls, 1 strike. Kicking the pitch. No swing, says first base umpire Pete Peterson. First Saturday of the month, emergency siren test at 1 o'clock, right on the nose. You can hear him in the background. There's a 1-1, swung on and fouled down the right field line out of play. Stump's ahead of Thielman, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Broncos got the first 2 men aboard. Stump came on. The pitch to Nevar got him to bunt his way to a 4-sound. There's a bouncer to second. This could be 2. To the shortstop covering the bag, Smith. The relay to first in time. They get the double play, and Stump gets out of a jam here out of the bullpen to keep it 5-0. Western Michigan on top. Broncos had a threat, but could not score. We go to the 8th inning. It's Western Michigan 5, Central Michigan nothing. This is Western Michigan baseball on YouTube Live. Check the out-of-town scoreboard. A couple other games underway. Kent State at Ball State. They're in the top of the first. Bowling Green at Toledo. They're in the top of the first. Zach Knowlton leading it off. 9-1-2 hitters due up for Central Michigan against Joey Wisdom. First pitch to Knowlton is outside. 1 ball, no strikes on the Central Michigan center fielder. The 1-0. Swing and a miss on a changeup that darted down and in on Knowlton, and he swung right over the top of that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind up by Joey. The pitch swung on and lifted into left center field. Malley is over and under it and makes the catch. 1 down here in the Chippewa 8th inning. Looks like Northern Illinois and Eastern Michigan will also play a doubleheader with the rain forecast for tomorrow. They're scheduled to start the doubleheader at 2 o'clock. Game 2 at 5:30. Murphy will bat, the sophomore right fielder from Minooka, Illinois. The pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Murphy. Nobody on here in the Chippewas 8th inning. There's a pitch in there at the knees for a strike. 1-1. Well, if you missed that Tiger game last night, how about that 9th inning by the Detroit Tigers against the Angels last night out in Cali? 4 home runs in the 9th inning. 2 of them by Riley Green. First time in Major League history that one player has hit 2 home runs in the 9th inning. There's a pop up to right. Tracking it is Ostrander, and he hauls it in for the 2nd out of the 8th inning. Imagine that. As long as they played baseball, Riley Green is the first ever major leaguer to hit 2 home runs in the 9th inning. First guy to hit 2 home runs in any inning since Maglio Ordonez did it. Al Kaline also accomplished that in his career. 2 home runs in the same inning, but nobody has ever done it in the 9th inning. That's just crazy. Pitch is fouled back and out of play. Tigers are rolling. Fun to watch. They picked up right where they left off at the end of last season. No balls and 2 strikes on Murphy. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball into right field. Ostrander broke back first. Now he's coming on. He's there and he makes the catch. And the Chippewas are retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Western Michigan on top 5-0. This is Western Michigan baseball on YouTube Live. Rick will lead it off for the Broncos here in the 8th inning. Takes the first pitch in for a strike from Liam Stump. Lucas popped up to third in the second, grounded out to short in the third, and then hit a line drive home run over the fence in left field near the scoreboard for his 7th home run of the season. 5-0, Western Michigan on top of the Chippewas here. Pitch outside. 2-1 now to Lucas. Was having a nice chat before the game with one of the Chippewas. And I believe it was Jake Brown, right-handed pitcher, who was also from Rockford. Those two faced each other in yesterday's game. 2 years apart in high school. So Jake Brown, probably on the varsity as a 10th grader would be my guess. Might have played with Lucas at Rockford. Here's a breaking ball over the head of Lucas, and he'll trot down to first base with a walk. Base on balls for Lucas Rick to open up the 8th inning. That'll bring up Grady Mee. Mee singled and scored in the second. Popped up to the pitcher in the third and tried to bunt his way on in the 6th, but Webb threw him out. Get a pinch runner here for Lucas Rick. Cooper Hums will run for Lucas down at first base. Pitch to me. Hums is going. Throw down to second is into center field. Hums will head down the line and slide in safely to third base. Verberg airmailed that throw down to second, and Cooper Hums pinch running for Lucas, sliding into second base, popped up and headed to third and got there easily. He's down at third base with nobody out. 1 ball, no strikes on Grady Mee. The pitch outside, 1-1. 2-0, I should say, on Grady Mee. Grady went to opposite field with his single. Here's a chopper over the infield and into right field for a base hit that'll score a run. RBI single for Grady Mee, and it's 6-0 Western Michigan. With the infield in, there was no play on that chopper over the head of the first baseman, Kwiatkowski, into right field. And Grady will take it, his 2nd hit of the game. He's on first base with nobody out, and look for him to move up 90 feet. Not going on that first offering. Pitch is over but low. 1 ball, no strikes. Mee has a stolen base today, his 22nd of the season. Kicking the pitch, there he goes. Throw is in time. They got him. Just the 2nd time all year Grady Mee has been caught stealing, as Verberg threw a rope down there right on the bag to Caden Smith, the shortstop, covering, and Grady Mee is out. Stealing, attempting to steal, and he comes back looking pretty dirty. Dust head to toe after that head first slide. There's a pitch that is over but low. 2-0 the count on Connor Ostrander, who's had a nice day with an RBI double, a run scored, and a walk. 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 3-1 on Connor. 6 runs on 9 hits now for Western Michigan. There's a 2-hopper to second base. Scooped up there by the second baseman, Piasecki, and he throws him out. 2 down. That'll bring up Brendan Harity. Here's a chopper on the infield, picked up by the first baseman Kwiatkowski, tried to flip it to the pitcher covering. Didn't have a good handle on it, and Harity is safe at first base. That would have been a tough play. I don't think they would have gotten him. And Harity with an infield single. 10th hit of the game for the Broncos. That'll bring up the catcher, Chris Akers. Harity, a threat to steal. Got a couple of stolen bases at 3 attempts this year. It's a good lead there. Chris Akers, the batter. 2 out, runner on. Broncos have added another run here in the 8th inning to make it a 6-0 lead here with the Chippewas. Trying to win the series if they can hold on here. With game 3 coming up right after this one. Foul backing out of play by Akers. 1-1 to count on Chris. Set by Stump, the pitch. Backed him away. 2-1 now on the Bronco catcher. Play him a little bit around the left. Throw over to first. Runner gets back. Akers with 1 home run as a Bronco. The pitch. Swing and a foul off the handle between the dugout and the Central Michigan bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Swing and a foul the other way. Just past the Bronco dugout down the third baseline. Sam Carlisle running out some new baseballs for home plate umpire. Luke Hamilton. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a bouncer that is through into center field for a base hit. Harity rounds second. He's headed to third base. He'll get in there standing on a single up the middle by Chris Akers. Broncos have him at the corners now with 2 out in the 8th inning. Back to the top. Here's Tanner Malley. Harity, the runner at third. Chris Akers on at first. The pitch. Swing and a chopper foul over by the Chippewa dugout. 1 strike on Tanner. Malley walked in the first. Safe on a fielder's choice in the second. Singled and scored in the 5th and singled again in the 7th. 0-1 coming up from Stump. Swing and a foul back over the Chippewa dugout into the netting. And Stump's ahead of Tanner. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh-2 coming up from Liam Stump. It's outside and down to second base goes Chris Akers. Indifference as Chippewas let him go down there. They faked the throw, looked to third, but Harity smart to that play by the Chippewas, and now a pitch hits Tanner Malley in the head, right off the helmet, and he was ready to run down to first base, and Coach Gernon said, "Hey, wait a minute here, let's get you checked out." He says he's okay. And he'll trot down to first base. Gets a nice hand. So now the Broncos have loaded for Maloney. Mike Maloney has a 2-hit day with a walk. grounded out to short in the first, singled in a run in the second, singled in a run in the fifth, walked in the seventh. Pick up another RBI here, maybe more. Bases loaded, 1 strike on a foul back and out of play. It's a 250 hitter with the bases loaded. Strike. Letter high fastball, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Mike Maloney. The kick and the pitch. Another fastball. Stump going to the heater. Left that one up. 1-2. Bases are loaded with Broncos, who lead it 6-0 here in the 8th. The kick and the pitch. Strike 3 called. Struck him out, and the side is retired. Broncos add 1, but they strand 3. We go to the 9th. Western Michigan 6, Central Michigan nothing. This is Western Michigan baseball on YouTube Live. Joey Wizup trying to get a complete game shutout. Out to pitch the 9th. He's thrown 92 pitches. He's given up just 3 hits today, and his defense has been solid behind him. Only 2 strikeouts for Joey. He's a pitch to contact kind of guy. There's been a lot of contact, but a lot of D behind Joey Wizup here today. See if he can get a complete game. Coach Gernon and pitching coach Zach Putnam giving him that opportunity. He'll face the 3, 4, 5 hitters. He'll have to earn it here in the 9th. The windup and the pitch. Strike. Breaking ball. Caught the outside corner against Aaron Pike Aseki, who's 0 for 3. Flew out to right in the first. Flew out to center in both the 4th and the 6th. Pitch outside 1-1 to Aaron Piasecki. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Wizup. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into left center field. Coming hard is Tanner Malley. Dives and he makes the catch. Tanner Malley with a diving catch in front of Dylan Nevar in left center field. Malley, who just got plunked on the dome in his last at bat, now makes a running catch. He had to go a long way for that baseball, which was dying in the shallow left center field gap. And Tanner Malley made an outstanding play, one of several that he's made here this weekend against the Chippewas. 1 down in the 9th, and the batter is Caden Smith. And Tanner has robbed this kid more than once this weekend. Here's the pitch to him. Outside, ball 1 to Smith. Finally hit one hard that found some green grass in his last at bat. 1 for 3 for Caden Smith. There's a chopper to short. 2 hopper to Harrod. He's got it. Fires to first, and in time, 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Joey Wizup 1 out away from a 3-hit shutout against the rival Chippewas. The batter will be Spencer Verberg. Wizzup, whose fastball taps out around 83, 84 miles an hour, has gotten it done today. There's a swing and a miss with a changeup. One strike on Verberg, the catcher. He's 0 for 3 today. One of the 2 Wizzup strikeouts against this guy. Pitches outside. 1-1 on Verberg, who popped up to me in the 2nd inning. Struck out swinging in the 4th, flew out to center in the 7th inning. The windup and the pitch. High. 2-1. Nobody loosening in the Bronco bullpen. Wizzup checks pitch com on his right wrist. The lefty winds and delivers. High, 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Wizzup winds and pitches. There's a strike at the letters. Verberg took a half a step to first and then digs back in. Now the count is full. Wizzup 1 strike away from a complete game shutout against the Chippewas. Steers in, now the windup, and the 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Joey Wizzup, have a day. A 3-hit complete game shutout for Joey Wizzup. His teammates out to congratulate him on the mound as the Broncos celebrate a series victory. They defeat Central Michigan here in Game 2 of the 3-game series. Final score, Western Michigan 6, Central Michigan nothing. The Broncos 6 runs on 11 hits, no errors. They left 8 men on base. The Chippewas no runs on 3 hits, 2 errors. They left 5 on base. The story was Wizzup, who strikes out 3, only walks a pair, and gives up 3 hits and blanks the Chippewas as the Broncos take Game 2. They'll go for the series sweep when these two teams meet in about a half an hour for Game 3 of the series and Game 2 of this Saturday afternoon doubleheader. Again, the final score today, Western Michigan 6, Central Michigan nothing. We'll be back in 30 minutes for game number 2 and the wrap-up of this 3-game series as the Broncos go for a weekend sweep of the Chippewas here at Himes.